Well, the channel is still backwards. I don't know what to tell you. It's an eBay problem. That's all I know is it's an eBay problem. I can't fix it. And they've got to change their analytics, or not their analytics. Somebody's got to change the settings, and they got to change their settings. So your camera will not be backwards. That's all there is to it, okay? I don't know how else to tell you. So we're on X today, and we are on YouTube. I know my hat's backwards. Everything is backwards. I know that. Okay, there's nothing I can do about it. Okay, so Alex is stuck on his bus due to his backpack is stuck to the seat and they can't loosen it to get him out, LOL. They have to cut the bag. Wait a minute, Alex is stuck on his bus due to his backpack is stuck. That doesn't even make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. I don't want to hear about that. That doesn't make sense. I think I like X up on top. Yeah, I think I like X on top. And then I can move another camera if I have to, or an iPad. I can put another iPad right here. I could do 2 lives. I could do live on channel 1 and channel. Ryan said that would be taking away business if I did channel 1 and 2. What do you think? You think I should do a channel 2 show just for the fun of it? See how that works? Let's see, go here. Go to channel 2. No, I can't do that. My other channel's not on. Good morning, Snuggles. So we're going to go over cars again because we're getting a lot of new customers all the time. We're going to go over the SC4 11, the Thunderjets. And we basically have 8 cars. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8 cars in SC411. And these are brand new slot cars. And this is your Chevy Nova, 1969 Chevy Nova. Okay. 69. Let me tell you what was going on in 69. First of all, I was living with my dad in Iowa. Burlington, Iowa. We lived in Burlington, Iowa. He used to work for this. It's not a job he wanted at all. I know that. My dad was a what do you call it? He could take my dad. Let me just tell you my dad, okay? My dad had a lot of flaws, okay? Number one, and it happened in the late 60s. You know, I think a lot of guys were having wild oats, but he was a womanizer. That's all there is to it. Anyways, one thing my dad was good at, and I think I take a little bit of this from him. He could take a property, okay? This is just how good my dad was, okay? he could look at a property and envision whatever you wanted to put on that building. And he started with, well, I can't remember what company he worked with in the early 50s, but he then worked for Food Town Corporation in the mid 60s, Food Town. And I remember going to locations all over Northwest Ohio whenever they opened up a new food town. He was there. He's the one that laid out the land and said, here, we're going to put a food town here. And then he moved to Connecticut and worked for Stop and Shop. And this was in the mid 70s, I think, or late 70s. My dad was, and I told this story before, my dad was so good at what he did. This is what I finally realized this later in life, because I was having kind of conversations with him, because I just wanted to know, what he really did. And he kind of would tell me things. But, so I remember he quit Stop and Shop. Okay, he was with them for like 10 years, and he wanted to go on his own. Well, that didn't work as well as he thought, okay? First of all, he got, I think it was a divorce that kind of set him back. But anyways, Stop and Shop wanted him back so bad that they gave him his entire pension back, okay? And they hired him back, and then he finally retired in like 2000, because he moved to Myrtle Beach in 2000. And but he was great at taking a property. He could put a Stop and Shop. He could go and look at a piece of property and say, yep, okay, we're going to put a Stop and Shop right here. We're going to put a Bradley's right here. And he could just do it. I mean, it was just like a second. He could just look at a piece of property and say, yeah, we're going to put one there. And that's what he did at. Yes, he had foresight. Yes, Douglas, that's exactly what he had, and he was very good at it, okay? Very good at it. My dad had a lot of flaws, okay? And I don't know if he always joked about, well, why would I want to go to heaven when all my friends are in hell? And I would kind of tell him, Dad, that's not really what you want to do. So I don't know where he really ended his life. If he accepted, I have no idea. So I don't know. But one thing I do remember about my dad, okay, that he never put me down. He would look at me like, I remember when he came to the shed, which you guys seen, this shed down here in Wayne. He came there in like 2001. We had just moved in there, and I was working for Irwin Toy Company. And he come and visit. He was in the shed. This is when there was nothing in there. Half the building was empty. And he come in there, and he was sitting down, and we were just talking, and I was kind of goofing around. And he looked at me very seriously. He looked at me and goes, so you sell toys, huh? You make a living selling toys. I go, yep, that's what I do. I sell toys. And then, so 20 years later, 15 years later, in 2007, I'm driving around the country with SCX Digital, and I go down there, and we went to go see a movie together called, it was with Morgan Freeman and Freeman and it's called it was about your your wish list. What's that wish list that you have when you at your death? You want to do all your shoot, what is it? I can't think of the other actor too. Morgan Freeman and Bucket List. Yeah, Bucket List. There you go. Bucket List. And I went to go see Bucket List with him. Because he was later in his life, you know, he's about ready to, 5 years later, well, 10 years later, he died. He died in 2017, 2018. Yeah, Jack Nicholson. And he enjoyed that, he just, because he wasn't necessarily a sci-fi. He never liked sci-fi. I remember going to see Jaws in 1976 in Connecticut. And after the movie, he goes, Dad, or Bryan, it was just a rubber. It's not real, because he was from World War II. He was that generation, but that I stop and think about it, obviously he wasn't a great dad in the sense that, he left mom and everybody has two stories, but to leave 6 kids and take off, you got to have some type of something's going on basically. Anyway, but as a guy, as a dad, and I know he always, I don't know why I'm talking to you about this today, but I'm kind of getting to the issue about the cars, okay, in the 60s. So in 1969, I think it was 69 or 1970, we drove, I've told you this before, but we drove from Burlington, Iowa, all the way to Florida in a 1967 Mercury Cougar. My sisters and I, so that's my sister Karen, Becky, Susan, and I. That's 4 in a little Mercury Cougar. This was in 67, okay? So all the girls, I was like 9 at the time. Becky was probably 5, and Susan and Karen were probably 12 or 13, so we drove to, but what was really interesting about these cars, and especially, Novas, so when I was in high school in the 1970s, everybody had Novas. I mean, everybody had Novas. And everybody had this car here. Everybody had, I told you, my friend had a 1970 Boss Mustang. I mean, you were still buying cars every 2 years back then. Okay, people had cars for about 2 years and they'd buy a new one because you'd have about a 24-month lease. Or not lease, but a note. It was about 2 years. Because cars were about $5,000, $6,000, $9,000. My first car that I bought brand new was a 1980 Ford Escort. Paid $9,999 for it. 18% interest. Sometimes we all have thoughts of our parents, and we like to share them. The most you ever talked about your dad. This is groundbreaking. No, it's not. It's not necessarily groundbreaking because what I'm realizing is that, like I took David to basketball last night. He's in basketball, okay? And I realized that, David, David is 11 years old, okay? And I am 65 years old, okay? So the amount of time David is going to have with me, okay, is a very short window. And I want to instill as much positive with him as I possibly can as a dad, and it's with all of my kids, okay. And I'm not saying that my dad was a bad guy. He just was a womanizer, and he had a bad habit of drink, okay. But other than that, I remember living in Burlington, Iowa. He made a Pinewood Derby for me. and we won. See, one thing my dad excelled at, which I realized in that time, that if he did something, he wanted to win at it. and I remember him. I remember it was made out of gold. It was gold painted. It was a Pinewood Derby for Cub Scouts, and we won first prize. And he knew how to do things. That's the thing I remember, is that my dad was good at what he did. Okay. When I got my job for Irwin Toy, I went to the first toy fair in New York City in '97, and I had to drive from Ohio to his house because he still lived in Connecticut, and I stayed at his house, but they wouldn't. Irwin Toy wouldn't give me a hotel room, so I had to stay at my dad's. I think it was in New Haven, right out of New Haven. Milford. And so every morning I had to get up at like 4 o'clock and get the train, take the train all the way to Grand Central Station in New York City, and then walk from Grand Central Station to the Javits Center. That's how bad I wanted the job with Irwin Toy. This was in 1997. I was 37 years old. 37. No, was I 37 or 47? 87. Let's see, wait a minute. 87, 1980, 89. Let's see. 89, I'd have been 30. Well, in 1980, I'd have been 30. I'm trying to figure out how old I was. Anyway, 59, let's see, 1980, I was 20. I was 20 in 1980. No, I was 21 in 80. 21 in 80, 27 in 80, 87, I was 27, maybe I was 47. And I had to take the train every day to go to Toy Fair. And my dad was, he was always, he woke up, and then when I got home from school, I'd have to come after a long day. Then I had to do the same thing in the morning because the days were deep because we had to go to, I had to go to dinner and all that with Grant Irwin. And so that's why a lot of these cars have a lot of memory. I remember my math teacher, Mr. Brown, had a Nova, a 1969 Nova. A lot of the teachers that came to Bowling Green High School in 1975, most of all your high school teachers in 90 or 75 were brand new. They had just hired them because they had just bought this new high school. And I just thought it was, that was cool. And so my friend Greg in 75, he had the Ford Mustang, the Boss Mustang. These are beautiful looking cars too. Check out those babies. And this is SC411. You want to get there's only 4 cars, so there's only 8 cars, okay? So it's a really inexpensive way of starting to get into slot cars. And then these are Thunderjets, and you can also check out Bryan's Bargain. So if you don't have a slot car set and you want to get into slot cars, okay, you can get Bryan's Bargain. I think it's 36 or 35 on our website, Bryan's Bargain. And you can get yourself 13 cars plus a race set. I think it's like $3.99 or $4 something. Great deal. It's a great starter set. Then the next car were the 57 Bel Airs. Now, there weren't a lot of kids in high school that had 57 Bel Airs, okay? I don't remember a lot of them at all, really, had 57 Bel Airs. What they did have a lot of, which I think there must have been a lot of them out there because I remember getting in an accident. Okay, Bowling Green, we were coming out of a party, and there were like 12 of us inside of this Plymouth Fury, 1968 Plymouth Fury, and we hit a tree head on. No one was injured, okay, and it was hardly damaged either. But it was a Plymouth, and I remember that, it was a Plymouth Fury. The thing was a tank. I mean, you could put 100 people in these things, okay? And the same thing with the 57 Bel Airs. These were very big cars. I mean, big cars. But these are beautiful two cars. Look at these cars. Look at the decos on these things. Aren't these pretty? Now, my grandmother's had a 65 65 Caprice. My grandma did. And my other grandma, Grandma Dixie, she had a Ford Comet, black Ford Comet. And I'm telling you, she loved that thing because she could rev that thing up. Oh my gosh. And my grandfather, Ralph, oh, wow. You know, it's funny how many people had, how inexpensive cars were back in the 60s. You didn't have all this government regulations crap. And what somebody said something about cars that, oh shoot, where did I hear that study? That, oh, well, maybe I'll think about it as I'm talking today. And now we come to the Buick GS. See, this is really, which I made mention of this early last week when I was going over these cars. But the Buick GS is really the same car as the Nova, okay? But it's just with a Buick body, okay? Because of different divisions. And this is the fourth car of this assortment. So you have the Nova, the Ford Mustang, the 57 Bel Air, and the Buick GS. And your Buicks were a little bit more finely tuned. They had a little bit more pizzazz. Oh, that's what I was going to talk about. So I was watching an episode with Jay Leno and what's his name? I'm losing my mind. I can't think of these guys' name. I bought my first new car in '76, $5,500 for a custom factory build. Always liked the old Cutlass. Cutlasses were great looking cars. Great looking cars. Tim Allen, that's right, Tim Allen. And they were on this thing where Tim Allen was talking about this car that they were driving. Okay, it was like a 68 Buick something. And he noticed it was a Buick because he was blindfolded, so he couldn't really see it, but he was touching it, the interior, and he noticed all the details. Okay, your Buicks and your Olds had luxury. Okay, where your Chevys were just, you know, a car, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the Buicks. That's why what happened to GM. When the government decided to take over GM under Obama, it's never been the same company. This is what happens when government gets a hold of a company, okay? And that's what happened. That's why GM is in the positions it's at right now. They got rid of their best division, Pontiac, and this is Obama. You know, he didn't care a thing about cars, and he literally destroyed GM. Okay, then we have SC412. We're out of the 55 Bel Airs, but we have the vans. You know what? You know what's funny about this vehicle right here is that I have a lot of these. I have a whole tray. Nobody wants them right now. But you know what? I had a whole tray. Let me see if I can find them. There were another Samba buses that I had that came out about 2 years ago, and I had plenty of them. You know what? This is what happens every single time. I don't have any of them. And so if you want to get one of those Samba buses that came out 2 years ago, forget it. I don't have them. But if you want to get these, you better get them now. And the reason being is there's more people buying slot cars. I would say ever since we opened 4 years ago, there's been about a 20% increase in buyers. Okay? About 20% increase in new customers. Okay? Now, a lot of you guys have been buying. And I think a lot of you guys have got so much that you don't want anymore. Okay? And I understand that. How many cars can you want? But the cars, certain car, you'll come say, you know what? Maybe I like that. This is just part of my collection. I just want to run these cars now. These are sweet cars, these Samba buses. $1976 Pontiac Firebird, $6,500. Unbelievable. And then the fourth car, or the third car, and these are real, this is my favorite one right here, the orange. Check out the orange one. Isn't that sweet? Then you have the gold. Datsun 240. You know, Nissan's not doing very good in the United States. I think the best thing Nissan could do in the United States is go back to Datsun. Rebrand their whole company back to Datsun. Just rebrand their whole company. That's my opinion, though. And then the last car of 412. These are sweet, baby. I love these. I was watching this old movie with Jeff Bridges called Great American Hero about him being a moonshiner. There's a lot of videos. There's a lot of movies on YouTube. So if you get YouTube, I recommend everybody just ditch their cable and just get YouTube TV. There's so many free movies that are on YouTube TV, especially if you're premium. You got to get premium. There are no commercials. Best service out there is YouTube Premium, no commercials. And so they have a lot of these old 70s movies on YouTube. I mean, there was always a movie of the week. There was a movie of the week. So if you stop and think about it, back in the 70s, they must have made thousands of movies of the week, okay? Just inexpensive movies that were fun to watch. And this was all in the 70s, okay? And these are the type of cars that were in those movies. Your 1969 Dodge Charger, because now you're 5 years into the 70s, okay? Everybody's got these cars. You got Richard Petty. You got all these drivers that are coming into their time in the 1970s. Okay, you got Richard Petty, number 43. He's dominating the market. And these are the cars, baby. The Daytona Charger. These are just beautiful looking cars. Just beautiful looking cars. And they're on the best chassis ever made. The Extraction chassis, Ultra G. Probably the most popular chassis you could ever want. That's right, baby. Great time. Great time to live through. Yeah, the 70s. You know, it's funny. People say, well, how did we live through the 70s? You know why we lived through the 70s? Because we were robust, okay? And there was nothing that we couldn't do. I remember being in high school. There was nothing that we couldn't do, okay? It was just a great time. There was no gas, okay? There was no food. We survived, you know? We did things. We went outside. We had fun. It was cold in the winter. It wasn't hot in the summers. It was just nice in the summer. None of us had air conditioning back in the 70s. I think only a couple people did. I know my neighbor, I think Greg had air conditioning. We never had. Mac never had air conditioning. He didn't put air conditioning in until the 80s. 70s we watched ourselves. That's right, baby. Had a lot of fun in the 70s. Could have killed myself 5 times over in the 70s. But God had a purpose for us. God had a purpose for me. You got to make sure he's got a purpose for you. So did I. 76. 1976, I was in Connecticut in the summertime visiting my dad. He had a cabin cruiser, okay, and that we would go on the ocean a lot, and that was in 75, and we would go to Sanibel Island, not Sanibel. Oh, gosh, what am I talking? That's down in Florida. We would go to Long Island. What's that one place? The Kennedy Island. What was that place called? Well, we would go all over Long Island. He would go fish. He'd like to go out and just have fun out on the lake or on the Long Island Sound. My dad did, at least. All right, then the last assortment. Oh my gosh, where'd these come from? Holy cow. I didn't think we had any of these. Oh my gosh, look at that. Isn't that sweet looking? Holy cow. That's 4-gear. I love 4-gear. You know why I love 4-gear? It's just like it's like an extension car. It's just got so much power. Then you got the Ram Charger. This is 413. Got the red, the orange, and the black Ram Charger. Isn't that sweet looking? Nantucket, that's it. That's where we go, Nantucket. I remember we pulled into Nantucket and there were grapes everywhere. And so I was eating grapes all day long on a bicycle. I'd buy this big bundle and just eat grapes. And then I got back to the ship or the boat, Dad's cabin cruiser that was at the harbor or the marina. And I told Dad, I said, man, I don't feel very good. He goes, what you been eating all day? I said, grapes. He goes, no wonder. You've been eating grapes all day. These grapes were this big around. Oh, man, were they good, too. This was like July of 76. because we went to Boston and we were in a marina. That's why we buy so many cars. Grape lobsters all day. I talked to SCX yesterday. Man, they got some nice F1 cars. Holy cow. There's one thing that SCX makes great cars, and that's F1 cars. And they're the only ones that are making F1 cars, is SCX. And their F1 cars are absolutely beautiful. Holy cow, I want to get those so bad because I know those would sell really well. These are Indy cars. This is the 4-gear Indy. That's the third car, or the second car, 2014 Indy car. For some reason, this assortment, you know what's so funny? Every other assortment of Super 3s and 4 gears, I have this assortment right here, Super 3s, almost gone. There's another Super 3 assortment down here, all gone. All gone. Beautiful cars. Several people have done reviews. Yeah, they got an F1 set coming out. I got pictures of it. Matter of fact, I can show you here. Let me show you pictures of the F1 set. Let me show you pictures of the F1 set that SCX is coming out with. This thing is absolutely beautiful. Oh my gosh. Here, take that to the post office. Wrap on the back door. They got an owl. They got a Williams and a Alfa Romero F1 car. I'll show both my live streams. I have to move the camera.
Made it to work and didn't die.
I'm just so wonderful for you. Look at those cars. Figure 8 too, Le Mans tile. That's a analog, and then they have chips for them, so you can digitize them. That's the new SCX set. All right, now what's the question? Brian, you mentioned you used to have an airplane. What kind was it? Yeah, okay, so in 1980? In 1980, I moved to Connecticut, and I was living with my pastor at the time, and I bought me an American ultralight airplane. Okay. Now, if you know what an ultralight is, you don't need a license to fly it. And it was basically a canard style. Now, most people don't understand airplanes. Airplanes are normally this design, okay? Now, the Wright brothers, they had their canard in the front, where this is the kind of the canard in the back, in a sense. And so most airplanes are like this. You have your canard in the back, or your wing gives you lift, and then these are going to be your ailerons. You can change your flight and all that. Mine was kind of shaped like this, and in front of it was the ailerons where it changed my height and depth and all that. And my engine was behind me, and it took maybe about 20 feet to take off. I mean, this thing jumped in the air. When I full bloored it, because I only had it for I must have had 20 flights, and then I hit a tree. Almost killed myself I think it was 1982 in Groton, Connecticut. I smacked a tree and landed right on Guilford Road or somewhere, and it's near Milford, not Milford, but Ledyard, near Ledyard, Ohio, Ledyard, Connecticut. And then I found out that American Ultralight had gone out of business. And so I couldn't get parts, so I really couldn't fix the airplane to where it was safe. And so I took it to a place and stored it, and then the guy stole it from me, which I didn't even know about. So I really never got it back. I think I paid $2,000 for it. But it was a canard style, I sat in like a little basket, or not a basket, but like in a swing, kind of like. And I had the controllers like this, and I could sway it back and forth. It was pretty cool, actually. The day I crashed, I think I was up like a mile and a half, about 1,000 feet in the air. Maybe 2 feet, or 2,000 feet. I was flying over Connecticut farmlands, all the cows below me, and I'm just, it was so cool, because I'm just kind of flying around. I'm 22 years old, just kind of flying around. Only Bryan would fly into a tree. Well, it's funny. So I'm flying around this day. On this day, it's a Saturday, and I'm flying around. All of a sudden, I see this like airport. It's kind of like a farmer had made his airport. It had a two types of takeoff. Well, I didn't realize until later on that the other what do you call it? Are you kidding? I was 155 pounds when I was in the Navy. And so I was taken off, but there was a crosswing that kind of hit my wing. And so I couldn't get elevation, and I could see the tree right in front of me. Oh my gosh. I honestly said, I'm about 40 feet in the air. Okay. Almost 50 feet in the air. And this airplane, I clipped this tree like this, Okay, it was like a pine. It was a pine tree, and I clipped this, and it just swung me around. And I thought to myself, "You're gonna die. You're gonna die. You're gonna be dead here." And I hit that ground on my knees, and the airplane kind of flung over me. Okay, and it's sad. I got it mostly back together, but the propeller was all messed up. Can't blame you, Brian. It was one of those things. You were 21. You thought you were the invincible. Okay. Don't forget, we have sold so many of these sets. If you don't get your set, I'm just telling you, you're not getting one. Brian should write a book about his life. It would be an interesting movie. Let me put it that way. I've always told people I've done everything that I've wanted to do in life. There's only one thing that I have not accomplished in my life. Now, one of them will probably never happen. The other one, I would love for it to happen, but I don't know if it'll ever happen. Is SCX Advance going strong? And oh yes, it's very strong in Spain. SCX Advance is going very strong in Spain. And I'm talking to my boys on Thursday, and we're going to see what we're going to do for SCX. Being live, let's see, being live on the original Adam Hurt show. No, actually, Adam, I had to schedule my own show with you because you never signed me up. All right, so what I have to do is get my phone. I don't have my other phone here. I tell you, these guys are just... I will call you later today. I will call you later today. I will call you later today. Adam Hurt. So everybody is sending me text messages. Gulf of America. Did they change the name finally? All right, let's see if they changed it on Google Maps. Let's see if they changed Gulf of America on Google Maps. Because I know they don't want to. Look at that. Gulf of Mexico. I'm telling you right now, Google does not want to change the name to Gulf of America. They do not want to do that. They do not want to change Gulf of America. And especially now, Apple, they've changed it. Gulf of America. But Google or Apple, I don't know who this one is. Who's Oh, I was going to go to Toy Fair. Oh, that's right. I got to show the pictures. Look, this guy wants me to show the pictures of him dipping pizza into coffee. The Snuggles has got some serious issues. I got to debate whether I want to do that because it really is some real problems here. Now everybody's sending me the Gulf de Mexico. Here's what it says. So it's both. It's the Gulf of Mexico and Gulf of America. So everybody is claiming the Gulf of Mexico and the I tell you, you cannot live this stuff. It's crazy. Okay. I'm just gonna wait. Snuggles is kind of getting upset now. He wants me to show these pictures, and right now I'm not going to because he's becoming a little lucid. Okay, the Gulf. Let's see, the Gulf of For the Love of Mike. I saw the Gulf of Douglas. Are your streams backwards, Adam? Yes, they're all backwards. It was a major problem at YouTube. For some reason, they flipped a switch in YouTube, and your cameras now are not reversing back for some reason. He's losing it a lot, all the lot. No, I don't. So this is the beautiful packaging of the new SCF or the new AFX set. Just beautiful packaging. These sets are available right now. Okay, there's only and we're going to open this up again and we're going to show you the cars. It comes in 2 different boxes. You basically have your chicane and your hairpin turn. Okay. Then we have the second, which has a lot of your curves, and then the cars. And the cars are absolutely beautiful. Look at these things. Let's do it this way so you can see the cars in better shape. See, the problem with these cars is you can't do any modifications. You can't change the motor. It's just the way it is, you know. That's what people don't like about the AFX chassis. I'm going to tell that to Auto World. They need new F1 cars, all classic. Just redo the classics. Look at these. I gotta call. Oh, that's right. I gotta get a hold of them. Yes, you are right about that. I will admit that a 1/32nd. Okay, so this guy, who said that? Nobody's Home. Okay, so Nobody's Home made a and this is the important part that you have to understand why that is. Okay, so Nobody's Home probably came up with the best question of all time. Okay, Okay, so I want everybody to understand this and listen to me very carefully, okay? Nobody's Home said 132nd has always been a motor like that. Nobody complains about a can motor. You're exactly right. Okay? You're exactly right. The problem is, here's the problem, okay? Is that they want to get 130, okay, most people that are race 132nd, they're not racing them at the speed of HO or at the speed of some of these guys on these industrial tracks that are going so fast you can't even see them. Most 132nd, they're taking a stock car, okay, doing a little bit of modification, okay, and it's all about driving, okay. But HO, they just kept wanting to go faster and faster and faster. These are beautiful. And this set is available right now at Protinkertoys.com. Plus, we have if you want to tinker, go back in time. No, that's why people want to get into slot cars. They want to tinker. They want to tinker. They want to tinker. They want to tinker. Speed are essential and collections. Let's see, collection days are over. Performance days are now beginning. So we have the new Sienna Ayrton Sienna. I was watching a documentary about him last night, about his rival. They were always trying to win against one another. It's something about America. It's all about the spirit, the human spirit, wanting to do something that you can't do. And that's what racing is all about. And what's really cool about this set is that you can build all these different layouts, okay? You can build all these different layouts with this set. You can make these hairpin, look at that hairpin turn with the chicane. Isn't that sweet? Grand Prix 1989 Belgium, the Italian Grand Prix, the American Grand Prix 1986, the Monaco Grand Prix 1989, Brazilian Grand Prix 1991, Darlington Park Grand Prix 1993, Japanese Grand Prix 1989. Those were the years, baby. I was in the Navy in 89. Can you believe this? All these times I had just opened up Young's Newsstand in 1989. I had Young's Newsstand. All these I had Young's Newsstand. And these were very popular cars. Very property cars. Senna signed with McLaren in 1998, winning the first world champion at the wheel of McLaren, MP4. Isn't that sweet? Isn't that amazing? At the age of 13, he got his first taste of victory racing professionally. His early race career was barrage of race wins and champions. By 1983, he garnered the interest of a small team in England, Formula Team Tolman. Senna's technical prowess was lauded by engineers who claimed his insight into his car performance would be to be remarkable. See, and that's the thing. Everybody has a talent. You know, you don't always have to be an engineer. most of the time, the problem with engineers are you have too many engineers, and sometimes you just need a guy that can feel it. You know, what's that one movie that came out? It was really a good movie about, oh shoot, what was it? Rush. I think it was Rush, where this one driver. Oh, what was his name? Oh shoot. And he was always competing with this American. Can anybody tell me that driver's name? Yes, we are going to set up a track. Yeah, Nicky Latta. That guy. Okay, so Nicky Latta. There's a guy. You know, obviously it was in the movie. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but he could get in a car and he could feel it. He could feel what was wrong with the car, okay? Just by getting into it. He could feel its presence. It's every little thing about it, okay? He could feel it, okay? And Nicky, boy, that guy was just crazy, okay? Lauda. Nicky. Nicky, yeah, Nicky. Yeah, Nicky was the but that just goes to show that just because you engineer something doesn't mean it's correct. There's a lot of things that are engineered that just don't make any sense at all. And you need the guy that has street guts, I guess you call it, to give you the real view of the vehicle, okay? And anyway, that's why you need to get your F1 set today. Everybody, let me put it this way. Everybody should get one of these sets just as a collectible, okay? These are beautiful boxes. I'm telling you right now, okay? There are going to be people that are just going to put this on the wall in their slot car room and just not even touch it. Okay, now, here's the thing. You can't open it, okay? Now, you got your glue gun right here, okay, that spread it like this. Now, what you can do is you can peel off the glue. Okay, you peel off the glue. And then if you want to re-glue it, you have to follow the same pattern. Okay, just go like this. And then and no one would ever know that you opened it up. Okay? Because obviously they're going to want to keep it sealed. So they're not going to open it to see if you opened it, okay? Because now they've opened it. So, but just the picture alone is 1,000 words, okay? Just a beautiful car. Beautiful box. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. And that is the F1 set. And then we have that in the Bryan's Bargain, which gets you the track pack, which gives you bank curves and 3 other F1 cars so you can do other type of racing. I'm sorry, 3 other AFX cars. The cars are basically free. You're paying this basically. I tried to throw it in as best to give you the best deal I can. You know, It's just for me a way of, I don't like giving discounts, okay, because but I've had certain products and I have different ways of playing with the numbers so that I feel happy giving you this by selling you this and 3 cars. And as long as I can make, like, for example, this is how I like to work it, okay? Just so you know. I mean, you probably already know it. So I like to get my full margins on the set. If I could sell you this at cost, or let's say it cost me $100, or let's say it cost me $70. It's what I paid for it, $70. As long as I'm selling it to you for $70, but I'm making my full margin on this, I'm happy with that. Because I'm moving this, I'm turning my money on this, so I can get more of these. Most retailers do that. I mean, all retailers do that. If you're a good retailer, you do it a lot. Now, a lot of retailers, they never do it. I can't sell it for what I paid for it. Why would I do that? It has nothing to do with what you paid for it. Okay? It has, what are you going to get for it? And a lot of people, that's a great bundle deal. If you're wanting a set, pull the trigger. Oh no, I'm telling you right now, it's a great deal. There's just no question that there's nobody on the market that's offering you a deal like this for a set. Nobody. Okay? There's nobody. And that's because I know retail. I know retail more than most people. So if you want to get yourself a set, get it today. I mean, it is a beautiful set. It's just a beautiful set. That's all there is to it. And if you haven't gotten your matinee 1985 Toyota SR5 pickup, you want to get this too, because I only have 144 of these. These are limited edition. This was in assortment, and they took it out of the assortment, and I bought a bunch of them. This is a beautiful pickup, 1985. Man, I was in the Navy back in 85. I had just gotten off of submarine duty in 85. Or was I? Was I still on submarine duty? Yeah, I think I did, because I was on the Waterford, I think, at the time. I was on the submarines. I think I just got off submarine, because I think I was on the Waterford in 85. Because we got married in 86. Or did we get married in 85? I can't remember when I got married to my wife. I've been married too long to her. You know, that after time, it just kind of like it drags on. It's like it just drags on. Okay, we're coming back here to see what Nate's doing. Yep. Nate, what are you doing here?
Putting all these Airfix models in here.
You're putting all the Airfix models? Sure. Where's your buddy, Nate?
Oh, he's with Ryan today.
He's Ryan today? That's Nate, guys. Nate's been okay. He's got a little bit of drug problem. He's smoking marijuana a lot. Look at that. You hear what he said? I do not have a drug problem. Well, just about everybody in Ohio back in 1978 had a marijuana problem. I would say that everybody in high school, Bowling Green High School, unless you were very square, you didn't smoke marijuana. Okay, so we need to find Nate. Okay, come here, Nate. All right, so there was a bunch of die cast. Here, come here for a minute. And Mac Henry, he gets into these little this is a die cast dragster, okay? And he moved all the dragsters. Okay, they were over there, and I think they moved them into sea container 3. I think. C1? side. If you find that, I'll give you a big kiss. Okay, so we think we're going to be able to find that dragster. I bought this guy's collection. We're finally selling this stuff. NASCAR, you can't give NASCAR away. NASCAR, this is a prime example of how licensing has destroyed NASCAR. You can't give NASCAR stuff away. I had a guy come over here last week, wanted me to buy his hello, very much. Can I help you today, please? Why? Oh my God. It's right there on that table. Oh my gosh. Be careful. It's not what I'm worried about. So anyway, he had all this Dale Earnhardt stuff. And I said, I can't give you any. I can't give you anything for it. It's not worth a penny. People, they literally overdid their. Anyway. All right, now what happened to my? Oh, yeah. I was coming back here to. I mean, look at all this NASCAR that Tyco did. Do you know how much they had to pay for a licensing fee to NASCAR back in 1999? I bet they lost their shirts on that. Just lost their shirts. Derek, hey, you're not funny today. Okay, so Derek says that I'm not funny today. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do. If I'm his personal, see, I'm wondering if I'm his personal comedian. I am 40 away from 500 guys. When I get 500, going to do a giveaway. See the difference? Let me explain the difference between Dale Earnhardt exclusives, all that stuff that was made compared to what we're doing. Okay, so for example, so let me give you an example. So this car right here, okay? So we only have 1,000 of these cars. Okay? I'm getting 500. Actually, I think there's 2,000. I'm getting 500. Everybody from this thing is getting 500 or 200. Maybe it's 280. I can't remember. But I think it's around 500 cars. Compared to how much was made for all of Dale, going into Walmart. They were making thousands of this stuff. There's no value there. All of our stuff, all of my exclusives, okay? All my exclusives, they have a value, a big value. For example, this truck right here. I only have about 12 of these left, okay?
I need one Chappelle, according to Petty Officer Young.
I told you to do that yesterday.
It was already closed.
No, it wasn't. It was.
In my defense, I was pretty aloof.
No, it wasn't. It was 3 o'clock. I gave it to you at 3. I'm thinking.
I was trying to get the pre-orders out.
I knew this guy was going to fail.
You can't handle the truth.
Oh my gosh.
At least I did it. They're there. This was the only one.
He's the only person that I can't stand. I mean, I could tolerate a lot of people, I could tolerate so many imperfections, okay? I can tolerate so much, incompetence. I could tolerate Xavier constantly being late every day. I can tolerate him staying up until 4 o'clock in the morning. I forgot to shut off his internet last night. But there's one thing that I cannot stand.
Not at all.
I mean, he just literally, I despise him.
The sight of him makes him sick.
Yeah.
That's why he was sick last Thursday.
That's why I was sick. Oh, so here's the, yeah, you know, I was, okay, so here's what happened. So I was sick last Thursday, okay? You remember this, guys? Remember I said I just didn't feel well and all that? Okay, so I just decided to go inside, okay, and lay down, all right? So that was all day Thursday.
The scent of me.
All day Friday, okay? All day Saturday, all right? And then on Sunday, I told my wife, I was in the shed and I was doing something, and then all of a sudden, I had to go to the bathroom. It just, this, and I went to the bathroom, and literally, I don't know what I ate on Thursday or what I ate early Thursday morning, but everything, because I hadn't gone to the bathroom since Thursday until Sunday. I had number one, but I had done not number two. I'm sorry to tell you all this, but I wanted to give you a detail what was happening because you guys are concerned about me. And so I went in there and I just like, oh my gosh. My wife was wondering, are you okay? And I go, I don't know. I'm trying to get it all out. And I finally, it was like a giant ball that just kind of was stuck at it.
Need more fiber.
And it finally blew. It finally blew. And
Moral of the story, more fiber.
Moral of the story, there she blows. That's right. There she blows. I bet those were the most peaceful days you had last week, LOL. Well, you know what? So anyway, this car, we have less than 12 of these left, okay? Now, somebody could say, well, this will never have value, okay? Well, I totally disagree, okay? The one thing about slot cars is that where die-cast collectibles, you never use them. But slot cars, half of the collection people actually use. They want to race these, so they buy one because they just want it to sit on their shelves. Then they buy another one because they'd like to race it. They want to have fun with it, okay? That's what's so unique about slot cars, is that you play with them. Go to 17,999. Let's go to 17,999. $99. We got them for $99. I got 30. Oh, the store says we don't have any in stock. Oh my God. Let's put 12 in stock. Okay, so we have 12 in the store right now for $99. And here's what I'll do for you guys. Now, Daniel, if he finds out about this, he'll kill me. I'm going to put them for $79 right now. I'm going to put 12 of them for $79. So if you want to get one of them, you can get one of these for $79, okay? And when they're gone, they're gone. That's the same thing we're doing all of exclusives. You know, even though that we had a lot of these things, we had a big sale on them a couple weeks ago. Now I only have about 50 of these left. Where do you think the price on these things are going to go? Do you think these are ever going to go down? Are you kidding me? Because most of these people that have bought those a couple weeks, they're using them for their bodies, the chassis. And so all those cars are going to be gone. And then the collectibles that actually want the car is sooner or later going to say, oh, I can't find them. Do you know if Bryan still got some of these Shelbys and Mustangs? You know what I'm saying? Does everybody follow me right now? That's why when we're coming out with this car here,
It's not out there.
huh?
It's not out there.
Are you sure?
I love it.
It's got to be. Did you see any other die cast out there?
No, there was a bunch of Bel Airs and
Yeah, let's get it going here. Yeah, let's get it going. I don't want to have to yell at you.
something like that.
Oh, you found it.
Okay, listen to me.
Uh-huh.
All right? I am right 97% of the time,
Yeah.
okay? I have a photographic memory.
Mm.
I have an understanding of inventory.
That you do.
Do you believe me now?
Hold on.
This was right where you were looking.
Where?
Right where the NASCAR stuff was. Literally. It was staring right at you.
Staring right at me. It's
Really?
unbelievable.
Isn't that unbelievable?
Unbelievable.
If it were a snake, it would have bit you.
Yeah, it sure would have.
That's why you always double check. You always look beyond what is lookable.
If you the second you give up, give it 5 more minutes.
Yes. Now, I don't hold any grudges. The only one I hold a grudge with is with Xavier. Okay? The only one I hold a grudge with is Xavier. Because he likes me to hold a grudge with him. How did your meeting go with Ryan last night?
Went fine.
Good. Oh, I'm so happy. I forgot to turn your internet off last night.
Yeah, I went to bed at 9.
Did you really?
Yes.
You went to bed at 9. Wow, that must have been. Wait a minute, you can't. What, 9 to. When'd you wake up?
Before 10?
9. Let's see, 9 o'clock. That's 6. That's 6, 9. That's 11 hours. Well, you know, there were a lot of guys in the Navy that would go on a 12-hour watch. They would go back to their bunk. They would do 12 hours of sleep. And then they'd go back to their watch at 12 hours. They were called, what were they called? And they had to break them up, and they had to have special fire drills because they wouldn't want guys to just keep sleeping and watch, sleeping and watch, sleeping and watch. They literally sleep the entire cruise away, or patrol away. So, what happened to my car? Uh-oh.
Those are air picks.
Where'd my car go?
It's in your, probably in your jacket.
What the heck? Oh, shoot. car. Oh, it's right here. I put it right there. What?
Question on what price do you want all the models?
What do you mean all the models?
Because on the website it's all different prices.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't know if you wanted like some are $19.99. Is there a rule you want me to follow or?
No, it's just if it's a second chance, I just price it according to most of them are $19.99.
Okay.
If they're second chances. Now some of the cars you just put back there, those are new.
Yeah, the
Those are already in the system, the FX.
Right. We still got to audit the make sure we have.
I know. Look at that, isn't that beauty? This is another collectible. This car is only limited to Protinkertoys.com. It's limited to Slot Valley Racing, or not Hidden Creek. Slot Car Central. What are their locations? I can't remember. Hardin Creek Slot Cars. Let me tell you something. Let me give you guys some insight. Let me give you some insight. So we created, 4 years ago, we created something. I started doing these exclusives and then people started saying, well, why is Bryan doing this? Why can't I do it? And then over the last 3 years, everybody's doing slot cars, okay? Now, do I have a problem with that? Not at all, okay? Now, we get into Slot Car Central, Robert Malta, we always get into arguments on, you know, how much product is available, how much product can the market tolerate, you know, when is too much. Let's see, okay, so Derek's been watching now for, I think, the last 3 years, and Derek is constantly upset because I'm not doing fun enough things. Hey, I told you that you are full of shit. Can you believe that Derek sent a message like that? Okay, I told you that you are full of shit. Can you believe that? I can't believe that Derek did that. And then Snuggles, this shows you how crazy this guy is. Let me just, I know you guys think Snuggles is crazy, but let me show you how really crazy he is. Okay? That shows you a guy that is, number one, loony. Number two, does not have, no, actually it's a lot of flattery, because what I'm seeing is, I'm seeing people, you know, a lot of you just don't have a lot to do, and we still have these sheep that we need to get rid of. Sheep number 5. Ryan is having problems with not selling mattresses. We got more of these in stock. And we finally got these in stock, along with these, along with this, along with that. You know, I was watching, so there's a lot of movies that you can watch on YouTube. This is what's interesting. So I'm going to tell you this is interesting. So you could watch a lot of these classic movies on YouTube. And a lot of them are, I think that they were versions that were showed on television network. And so they're edited. And so they don't have to worry about paying any licensing fees. I was watching Thunderbolt and Lightfoot with Jeff Bridges and Clint Eastwood and George Kennedy. Now, it had a lot of R-rated scenes in it when it came out, okay? Several nude scenes, actually. And a lot of swearing, but the version that I was watching all was edited, okay? And there are a lot of classic cars in that movie. And at the end of it, Clint Eastwood's driving around, I think a 1972 Cadillac, a white Cadillac with red interior. There's one thing that Americans knew how to make cars in the 70s, and they knew how to make really nice cars, okay? But now they make junk, okay? And a lot of people, they bring in their junk into my store and want me to buy it, okay? Hey, over here. Over here. What can I help you with? The guy came in and wants me to buy his stuff.
Thing.
What's wrong?
Oh, this is John.
John with what?
He's just a potential customer, and he had some models. I
I
don't know.
wanted
A
to
model.
show you, yeah, I build them.
Oh, you build models. So an MPC. So he's got an MPC.
Yes,
MPC. He's got an MPC model of a Dodge Charger.
Thunder Charger.
Thunder Charger. This probably came out in 1965, this model kit. In original box and everything. No UPC code. He's having a little bit of problem opening it up here. Let's see here. Let's get a look at the box. Look at this box, guys. Okay, what year? 1967. I knew it. Look at it. This box was made in 1960. Look at that car. Holy moly. Well, a model of kit, it's worth at least $200.
It's $400. And I customized all this.
Hold on, let me just show them this one first.
It's custom big time.
Big time custom. Look at that, baby. Holy cow, the roof comes up.
Yeah, don't take it out.
Holy moly, must lay right up in there.
Yeah, ladies.
Got the seat belts. Look at the engine. Look at what he's done with the engine. He's got all the wires going to the engine. Holy moly, look at that. Holy cow.
It's got mud flaps,
Mud flaps.
disc, fender
Yeah.
skirts.
It's got fender skirts, got everything on it, guys. Check out all the detail there underneath. And then he's got this little trailer that attaches to the back. Look at that. Holy moly, look at this. Oh, look at that. Uh-oh, don't take it apart.
Oh no.
Now is this, wow, that's beautiful. Look at this. Wild Bill's Speed Shop. Isn't that sweet looking? Holy moly. Yeah, I don't want to break
Take
that.
the top off.
1967 Thunder Charger. What the heck was this? Custom built for and driven in the American International picture Thunder Alley.
Yes.
Thunder Alley. What the heck? I wonder if that's on YouTube. Let's see here. Thunder Alley. Thunder Alley. Thunder Alley. Oh, yeah. Leaf Garrett. Oh my gosh, it was Leaf
Yes.
Garrett. Oh my gosh. Let's see if we can see the car. And show it. Okay, and then we have a subline thoughts. Oh, look at that CUDA, boy. He's really got that detailed. Check out the detail in that one. Holy moly. Holy cow. What kit is this? Hold on.
Oh, it's not even there. I built this from scrap.
So that's not this kit?
No, that's Cornet. It's a CUDA.
Oh. Wow, that's nice. Those are nice. That's a nice one. Holy cow. Look at that, guys. Cornet. Is that a, no, that's a Cornet. What is this? Cuda?
69 Cuda.
69 Cuda. Look at that, guys. Now, oh, look at the engine. Check that out. Holy cow. Look at the steering wheel. Why is the steering wheel on the side?
It's 8-bar when they sit back.
Oh, it moves forward,
Yeah.
it clicks in. Oh, I see. I wonder if that's for them to get in.
Exactly.
Check out that. That is sweet. How can we help you?
Well, I come up here to look at some of your model cars and slot cars.
And you wanted to bring some of your class. This one's nice. This Coronet or this Thunder
Thunder.
Charger. Look at all the unique pieces on that. Look at 1967. Look at that. You see that item number right there, the 800-200? You know what that 200 means? That's how much it cost. $2.
Exactly.
Back in 1967, $2 for this entire model kit. Unbelievable. That is sweet. Did you buy that brand new or no?
Yes, I did.
You bought that back in 67? No, you're not that. How old are you?
I'm 69.
Well, I'm 70 or 65. Where'd you buy this at, do you think? Hobby Center or? I do remember Buckeye Mart.
Okay. There you go.
Really?
I've had so many people when I show it to them want to buy it. They've never. Everybody goes.
I've never seen it.
Nothing like that.
I've never seen this, especially it's a customized kit and it made in 67 right here. I mean, that's good grief. Mount Clemens, Michigan's. That's where an MPC.
MPC.
Yeah, we just got a bunch of new model kits in. I bought a collection from a guy.
Yeah, he was. Well, he asked me to stop up and take a look because I've been calling for weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and when I'm not sure I talked to Max.
Yeah.
He goes, well, you need to stop up. And I said,
Oh, all righty.
No problem.
Well, good. Thanks. I'm Bryan. I'm the owner. And we're doing all the models right now, but we've got them all sorted actually. Some of the models were always in the sea container. Now we moved them. And then these are all the slot cars down this aisle and then down the other aisle. And then we have 132nd down that aisle. Here, I'll just put this. I'll just move this over here if you want. I mean, you can leave that here on here. I'll move this over here, and if you want to just set that on top of here, right here, while you're shopping around. Okay.
Back here.
Yeah, all the way in the back, right where Nate is going. Nate is going to the model kits. So, isn't that cool? Everybody has their hobby. Everybody, it's their like right now I'm building the Blue Devil Destroyer, okay? And unfortunately, I've had it for so long, I'm missing one piece on it. And I'm gonna have to just finish it without it. This is Al from Lansing, Michigan, and I'm just wondering how the search is going on for the 8. Let's see, going on for the 8. I'm from Al, Lansing, Michigan. I'm wondering how the search is going for the 8. For the 8, what the heck is 8? Master Modeler, Pro Modeler Builder here. Yes, Pro Modeler. Beautiful model. CUDA. I don't have that kit for sale. He's the only one that had one. He said he bought it in 67. You imagine that? Holy moly, that's almost 60 years ago. He had to be 13 or 14. Alfred was in the 8. I don't know what you guys are talking about, unfortunately. So let's see something here. Let's see if we can find that car. No, it couldn't be in Thunder Alley because that model was made in 67. Thunder Alley was made in 85, so it couldn't have been in that. There had to be another movie called Thunder Alley. 1960s Thunder Alley movie. Oh, there we go, 67. It was made in 67, the movie.
Yeah.
Give it back. Mount. Top man, first in. Billy looking face. You didn't smell like a brewery.
Tommy, do me a favor. The next time it's...
I made no promises. All I said was.
You'd like to be...
Be careful those plugs, will you?
You gotta... You get back on your way.
And the Pips is the third spot. Watching it, turn number 1. Being a tire. Riverside, California. Eddie Callahan is in this race trying to reach. Down the steps, down. Let me go! Far. Wilkins and Tommy count. Condition. So here he comes. Boyer is getting in for the pit. Crashes all over the... There's the checker.
I'll be ready next time.
And the winner.
Sleep in cars and eat.
Oh, there it is.
Besides, you're about the only one I know. And you run super.
Me, I'm just a well-known promoter.
There's the car right there. There's the movie. There's the car that he made.
Just a small-time dirt track operator.
Well-known. Stop it, Mac.
Driving.
See cars before Mac.
Hey, did he tell you I started him off in the business?
There's the car.
But even then, when you look at that, now that's...
And I want you to meet Annie Blaine.
The pleasure's all mine, miss.
Yeah, he's in the office.
There it is right there. Isn't that cool? He's driving it. Oh, look at that. There's the car. Must have been a custom made.
Hey, there's some nice radios you got there.
You aren't even close. Knock it off, Calvin.
Oh, there it is. Here. Watch. Ready? Okay, here it is. Ready? Fabian. Fabian played in the movie. There's the car right there. Look at that. Isn't that funny history? How it just kind of
I got you.
comes around. That's cool. So that was a real car, guys. Maybe we get AFX to make, or Autoworld to make that car.
They have a Sunbeam Tiger.
Uh-huh.
Get Smart.
Yes. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Get Smart Sunbeam tire. Okay, guys, so that was pretty cool, isn't it? A little bit of nostalgia and a little bit of vintage. 1967 model kit that was based on the movie with Fabian in it. He was a very big star in the late 60s.
You're not lying.
He was very good, too. He was a big singer, too. That was the 60s, baby. Rock and roll, the beach movies, all that stuff in the 60s. Then all of a sudden, it kind of died in the 70s. You know, what's funny is the 60s were this freestyling, you know, we were surfing and building great cars. And then in the 70s, it just collapsed. You know, it's just like everything just collapsed. It's really funny how the 70s, I mean, I had fun in the 70s, don't get me wrong, because I was a kid and a teenager. You didn't know about the real conditions.
Maybe an online store, so
What happened?
I just doing a price check.
I didn't know what your prices were on.
Some of them are listed. We're kind of reorganizing.
So we have all the new cars. These are all the new cars. We do have some of these trucks in stock. Pickups. We have the Corvette, or the yeah, but that was American made. That was because our country didn't want to become dominating in everything. We had plenty of oil in the 70s. It was our government that didn't want to produce it. We wanted to get it from Saudi Arabia. Let me tell you something right now. We have more oil in this country. Oh, that's a nice one.
1999.
Yeah, no,
I can look it up real quick if you'd like.
this was that collection I bought.
Yeah, it's all in one section.
Was it,
Do you want to wheel and deal with him?
huh?
Just buying a few.
Was Xavier late this morning?
I think he was at the warehouse getting something.
Because Ryan just called me, texted me. $29.99.
$29.99.
Yeah. I don't think so. I thought he was supposed to be at the warehouse. Check with Daniel. Okay, so Derek says that I'm full of... I don't know why Derek's being so mean to me today. I don't deserve that. Hey, you weren't late today, were you? Did you go down to the warehouse first?
I was a couple minutes late, but not very much.
Because Ryan just called me or texted me freaking out. Says, was Xavier late today? If he was, he is coming here for another write-up.
Only a few minutes.
Okay, because I'm not the one that's in charge of this anymore, so... okay, so I need to get the... all right, so let me get these cars. Okay, so so we got the new Thunderbirds. We got the red one and the white one with blue flames. Look at that, baby. Aren't those sweet? Now I only have 4 people on YouTube on X. I wonder why I only have 4 people watching on X. I'm wondering if they're just watching X. And how many of you people that are watching YouTube right now, how many of you are watching X also? Let's see, Alfred. The 70s, the good weed hit everyone was way too high. 3 cars I won on the auction, Alfred. But Alfred, I think I know what 3 cars those are. You got to call me, Alfred, later on today. Call about 12 o'clock. Call me about 12:30. Okay, so none of you are on X then. These are the new, aren't those sweet? Poor Xavier. He's in big trouble. I mean, it's not like we're asking the world. You know, I mean, it's just, come on. You know, get here on time. Poor Xavier. Oh, well. You win some, you lose some. Okay. Oh, boy. So, let's see. What do we got going today? We have a meeting today at 3 o'clock with Race Masters. Or not Race Masters, but Auto World. I've got the President's Day. We're having a big sale on President's Day. Bryan's funeral. I have to go down to Florida on the 20th. I have council meeting on Wednesday.
Take this to the front, and then I'll show you some of the second chance, which I think will be up your, you know, in your neck of the woods.
All right, so I got a council meeting on the 19th. Today is the 11th. We have a meeting with Auto World at 3 o'clock on Zoom. March, we have first night at Ramadan. What the heck is Ramadan? Ash Wednesday. We got Easter. When's Easter? Daylight savings on the 9th of March. Passover, Palms. Oh, Easter's on the 20th of April. Wow, it's late this year. Holy moly. Wow. Oh. Well, winter is almost, we got a big thunderstorm coming in tomorrow. Big thunderstorm hitting tomorrow. They're actually saying this thunderstorm could be the big one. There could be 40 to 50 inches of snow. I'm not kidding. They say that there could be 40 to 50 inches of snow. The problem is the first one's all going south. They all go south. You see how it goes south of where we are? Watch. It all moves south. And then the second one is coming across the next day. And that one's coming up right here. See, watch this. See how it's coming up right there, right there, right there, right there. And that's the one we're supposed to get 54 inches of snow. 54 inches. You know what 54 inches? I'll show you how much 54 inches is. That's more than this amount of snow, okay? I don't know what we're gonna do. I got my snow plow all fixed up, my snow plower. I got my snow blower already. We're all ready, baby. We're all ready for the big one. The blizzard of 1978. Let me tell you the story. Let me tell you the story of the blizzard of 1978. It was a nice, quiet evening. I had just gotten ready for bed. Next day was school. Mac was a rural carrier. He had gone to bed early. We heard that there was going to be some snow, but nobody really knew. So I went to bed that evening. I had my Ford Mustang parked across the street at my neighbor's parking garage, or in his driveway. I don't know why I had it there. I don't know why I had it there. Anyways, he let me park it there. I woke up about 6 o'clock in the morning, and I looked out my window, and frankly, I couldn't see a thing, okay? Because the snow had gotten so deep that it literally covered the window. My windows were old style. Mac had bought these really unique windows for his house. They basically cranked out. They went like this. You know, you'd crank them and they open up like this. And so I started cranking them. They wouldn't go anywhere. There was so much snow that had piled up next to them. So then I said, I'm getting up here. I decided to get up. I went to the front door, and I opened the front door, and the front door, the screen door, had storm windows in it in the wintertime. And I couldn't even push it open. So I went to the main window, which still had some visibility, and it was just, you couldn't see anything. And I looked at my friend's house across the street. It's a typical ranch house, but I noticed that there was snow covering his roof to the other house. The snow drifts had literally gotten so deep that there was no roof. There was no division of the two houses. It was literally 20 feet of snow going across. And I looked for my car, and I looked there, and I thought, where's the Mustang? It was completely buried in snow. Well, then I find out, okay, there's no school, obviously, because we're in the blizzard of 1978. And so I get my stuff on and everything, and I go outside, and there's snow everywhere. I mean, this snow is 10, 12 feet deep, okay, everywhere. I didn't even try to dig out my Mustang. It's like, what am I gonna do? Dig out in my Mustang and drive where? I couldn't drive anywhere because the snow was 10, 12 feet deep everywhere.
Right.
Yes, sir.
What are the cars that go with Aaron Sienna? Those three. Okay.
Isn't that
Is
easy?
that Bernard? Is that
I don't think that's the one, though.
the guy that gets them?
What do you mean?
Only one of the orders gets them, or
Why does he get them?
Because he bought from us, because that's what you said. I'm just a messenger, right? So you must have said something in regards to it, and that's what he thought in his head. And he buys a lot of product from us.
Okay, whatever.
He wanted to,
Yeah, whatever. Don't worry about it.
yeah, it's not
Okay.
anybody's fault, but you have to take those out of the system.
And so my friend Greg, this was later in the day, you know, we decided that let's go for a journey. And so we start walking around, and we go out to No, it's going to be 54 inches there, Adam. You're wrong. So my friend Greg and I decided to walk out into the street and see what's going on. Well, we couldn't. My sister was a nurse, and they had to take her to the hospital by snowmobiles. My dad, Mac, he couldn't get. He went to the post office, but there was no mail delivery because they couldn't get to the mailboxes, and so they had to wait at least, I think, 3 or 4 days until they could actually get to this and by the time that he had to literally go to house because half the mailboxes were bulldozed over because they couldn't see him because he was a rural carrier. And so my friend and I, this was 3 days into this siege because we were stuck in our houses, and we both said we got to get out of here. And I was working for Ben Franklin, so I had money. I mean, I had about, I didn't have lots of money, but I had money. I worked, and so I told Greg, I said, okay, we're going to go watch movies one night. Matter of fact, the movie we watched after we had gotten back from Kroger was The Big Bus, which was a big movie that failed, but it was funnier than anything. And so we literally walked from Guston Avenue. We had to walk down Guston till we hit Conneaut. And we got to Conneaut, and the wall of snow was like 8 feet high on both sides. It was like a tunnel. And we walked down Conneaut almost a mile till we got to Poe Road. Then we had to make a left on Poe Road and walk all the way to Main Street where Kroger was. Because Kroger was the only store open, okay? And there was a curfew. You weren't all about, but we needed to get some. We were kids. We needed to get some snacks. You know what I'm saying? And we were walking. There was nobody out. There was nobody driving. There was nobody, and the snow was just 10 feet deep on both sides of the road. You literally all you saw was just walls of snow. We got to the end of Conneaut or at Poe, or on Conneaut. We turned onto Poe and started walking down Poe, and it's just mile after mile of snow, just piles, 10 feet deep on both sides. Just unbelievable. We get to Kroger. It's still snowing. It's still blowing and everything. I mean, it's terrible. The problem with Ohio is it's flat. And when you get snow that's blowing from Indiana, that's going to keep on blowing. And it's like snow. If it's dry, it's just going to keep on piling no matter where it is. And that's what was the problem. And we get to we get to Kroger, which was then turned into a food town. Then they closed it, and then they bolted it down. So we get to Kroger. Hardly anybody was there. I mean, the place was almost empty. But, they were just being open because there was no place to get to anything. And so we go in there, we get a bunch of snacks and a bunch of snuff. I'm 18 years old. What else does an 18-year-old do? He gets up and does something that he's not supposed to do. And we walk 3 miles to Kroger and back in a blizzard. Okay, that's what we did in '78. And so then a week later, after this, the blizzard had settled down, I worked for Ben Franklin in downtown Bowling Green. Floyd Kraft was the owner, and he bought little bottles of little tiny metal jars like this big with water in them, and the water was snow from the blizzard of '78. I said to him, I said, Floyd, how do you know that this is the snow from the blizzard of '78? He goes, I don't know, Brian. I just bought them because I thought they'd be novelty. And he was right. We sold a ton of them. Plus, we sold a bunch of kerosene. He must have bought 50 bottles of kerosene because power was out. You had no power. You had no heat. A lot of people didn't have heat. Oh, I'm telling you, it was terrible in '78. absolutely terrible. People were dying in their cars. Lots of people died in their cars because they ran out of gas. They just sat in there, froze to death. Not a lot of people, but there was some deaths in the blizzard of 78. Okay, according to available information, during the blizzard of 78 in Ohio, Wayne County received little more than 7 inches of snow, although the storm was characterized as the storm winds. Oh, you don't understand. Okay, number one, I'm not in Wayne County, all right? I'm in Wood County. Check Wood County, Doug. But the problem with Northwest Ohio, which is unique with anybody else, Wayne County is where Adam lives, okay? It wasn't in Wayne County, it was in Wood County. Is that you got snow that is blowing, okay, all the way across from Indiana. You have it blowing for nearly 100 miles, and it piled up in Bowling Green because it was the best place to stop it. Because Bowling Green basically had a line of trees on the west side of town. And it was a perfect place for all that snow to stop. And it stopped. And it stopped right in Bowling Green. It's like we became the stopgap of all the snow that was blowing across Ohio in 78. That was a unique time in my life. And I lived it. I lived it. Yes. Chris Kendall. We got in West Virginia, you got 42 inches and 26. Well, tomorrow we should be getting 54 inches of snow. 54 inches. Can you believe that? Now, here's the thing. Nobody knew that they knew that the climate was, because at the beginning, this storm wasn't big power. It wasn't powerful at all. They didn't think anything was going to happen. Then all of a sudden, all the right conditions hit at the right time. That's what happens when you have these storms. You could predict them all you want, but until they actually start, it starts snowing, okay? There's no way. Okay, now Doug is now checking this. According to reports, the blizzard of 78 in Wood County, Ohio, brought around 13 inches of snow. This snowfall, combined with high winds, caused significant disruption and stranded many people. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, if they say 13 inches of snow, you can multiply that by 10 when you have blizzard conditions. When you're blowing that snow around, because I'm telling you right now, my friend Greg's house, who lived right across the street from me, he had a ranch house, and that ranch house from ground to the top of the roof, 18 feet, at least 20 feet. And there was enough snow that went from his house all the way to the neighbor's house. Completely. Solid snow. Now, you got 13 inches traveling 100 miles. You figure it out. Stopping in one location, that's called Bowling Green, Ohio. Now you got 13 inches times 100 there, Richard or Doug. Bryan lives now. It's super flat, and the winds off of those farm fields is a super dangerous because of the drifts. Oh, that's what it is. It's all about the drifts, guys. You get one drift, and then that drift makes another drift. Oh my gosh. It's just amazing. So tomorrow, I'm anticipating 10 inches, okay? That's what I think we're going to get is 10 inches of snow, okay? I am preparing for 50 inches of snow, okay? All right, because we need to have at least 50 inches for us to make it worth our while, okay? We don't want to have a snowstorm that only gives us a couple inches. So you need to go buy one of the new cars that are coming out, the gold GT40. You need to go buy one of these right now so they're in your shopping cart. You won't get 3 inches. Bet sheets on it. Drifting is a problem. Well, Adam, I don't want to bet on winter weather, because winter weather is a wither weather watching, and you don't want every wither wathered when you're withered wathered. If you're withered wathered, you're gonna wipe a Weber wipe. Now, so we have the Sienna set, the Ayrton Sienna set by AFX. You want to get one of those sets right now. They're on sale right now. Well, they're not on sale, but Bryan's Bargain number 37 is a great deal on getting one of those sets.
Brian, have you at all messed with the count on those?
No, I haven't touched it at all. Why?
Because I'm needing one for an order, and we don't have any.
What do you mean we don't have any?
We don't have any. I just checked the sea container. And where they be? There's not.
I'll be right back, guys. The calling of Mr. Young is back. What number is that? 117? No.
11 and 18.
Hey, who borrowed my coat? Why is this guy sitting right here? 117? 1118. Now, I can't show you what this item is, okay, but this is the 1118 Commando, okay? Now, this is the second item that I found today. Now, I'm not good at this all the time, and I'm not accurate 100% of the time, but I'm accurate 97% of the time, okay? And what it means is you're spending a little bit extra time to finding what you gotta find, okay? And so I found it. I can't show you what it is, but I can show on X what it is, okay? So I can turn the camera. So this is what I found. So that's what I found. One of our popular military rifles, the M118. Probably one of our best sellers. So now I'm going to show Xavier what I found, and that we have 3 cases of these things. All right. There are 3 cases. No, they're sitting around the shelf, so they need to be tagged, or
They're not in their spot.
I'm not the one that did it. So somebody needs to make sure they're in their spot. Ay. It's like, I don't care. I'm not mad. Here's what people don't understand. I am 65 years old. I cannot get mad. I can get upset.
Okay, we got all these, and I'm sorry. I just want to show this guy soccer. So this is what we're known for. These are our exclusives, and you can only really get them here at Protinkertoys. One of our best sellers is actually Mayflower. Bryan designed this.
Yes, I designed the Mayflower because I am great.
Yeah.
I am great. I am great.
Right.
Oh, so I talked to SCX yesterday, and I said, "How's Crit Crack doing?" They're #1 in Spain. So this hobby store, it's called Crit Crack. In Spain, they're #1. This is a car they did back in 1982. Or 2002. Yeah, they did this in 2002. This was a special edition. 2002. 2,500 of these things. I only have one left. So if you want to get one, you get it now. That's right. Only at Protinkertoys.com. Only Protinkertoys.com. We got lots of fly
We
cars.
have all, like, if you'd like just the chassis, we have them over here.
Look at these cars we have.
Oh, nice.
So I'll let you have your fill of looking at all that. And then I'll just be up front if you need me.
All right. Thank you.
And we got Porsche 911, probably the most popular Porsche ever made for 132nd. Porsche 911 GT3. Isn't that sweet, the GT3? Porsche 911, baby. Porsche 911. Isn't that sweet? Sweet Mother of Mary. Sweet Mother of Mary. Look at this one. This is another awesome one. We're the only ones that have these too. Check this one out. And these are all sealed. No, not this one. Most of them are though. Isn't that sweet? Only at Protinkertoys.com. Here's a nice one. I always like this Audi. I always thought this was cool looking. This Audi. Look at this Audi. See, the one thing about 132nd racing, it really has to go with skill. You can do a little bit of tire tinkering, but you're really not going to do much with the motor tinkering. That's the difference. So, did they get the... Did somebody... I printed a label off for this. Did somebody grab this? Hey, I printed a label for this. Did somebody already do this? Okay, I just want to double check. Did I print a label of all that? People got here too late. Nobody was on time. Okay, so, all right, guys. So we're going to have a meeting tonight at 3 o'clock with Auto World. Hopefully, I want to finalize our exclusive for the Golf tanker. We have a couple cars here. I'm going to pull these cars, and I'm going to shut her down. Shut her down, baby. So what do we got here? We got some all classics here. 400 and Snake. We got Snake. Let's see, 356 Snake Perdue. Let's see, wait a minute. Oh my gosh, what? What's wrong?
I'm just looking amazed, like, wow.
What happened? What's wrong?
I'm just looking at all these.
Are you excited like I am?
Oh, yes.
What happened? What's going on?
Hey, I can bring you up a rifleman's rifle.
Huh?
Gun? A rifleman?
Oh my gosh, you got one of those?
Yes, I do.
No way.
And I've had it since I was a kid.
Yes, you know what? We would like to, if I could get that, because we would like to manufacture that in Spain.
Oh, really?
Yes. If you could bring that back to me so I could take some pictures and send that to them in Spain, that would be a great, that'd be great.
Can you explain to me what?
I can explain anything because I always tell my kids I know everything. Mega G Plus, yes. All those cars over there are Mega G Plus. They're very fast. People love those cars. Not everybody likes them, but greatest hit, 412. Look at that. We just sold a greatest hits. Oh my gosh, I'm getting old. Holy cow, so we sold a VW Beetle and a greatest hits. A gold, look at this. What a combo. Look at what he bought, guys. Look at what this guy bought. He bought a VW Beetle and a Datsun 270 or 240Z, baby. I remember these cars because in 78 I went to the Navy and they had just come out with these. Okay, so we got version A and we're version B. I got all those cars. So I just pulled all those cars. We got a meeting at 3 o'clock. I got to get everything ready for the meeting. We're gonna be setting up sets and everything, taking pictures. And see, this is I don't understand your logic, Mac. I really don't.
What?
You know, why you bring all this other stuff when these haven't shipped yet? Why don't you just get these out of here so they're out of
That's what
here?
he's.
I was needing to know which one of these has
What do you
the
mean?
three cars.
None of them do.
Well then, so did the guy just like?
I don't know what he did, but don't worry about it. Just the one guy got, for some reason, he thought he had a free car.
Those do need to ship first. I can talk to Danny real quick. Just, I think it was Bernard, but I don't see a Bernard in there, and we haven't shipped any out, so he's not available right now.
Who isn't?
Danny. He's having lunch with. His
No, I
aunt.
know he is. Everybody's on vacation except for me.
Right.
Don't you love it?
So just find boxes for that. Until we figure out what we're doing with those free cars.
No, I don't know who said free cars, but nobody got free cars. I don't understand. The only person I said I was going to do something with free cars, but I never really said it, and that's why I did the Bryan's bargain instead. Understand? You guys understand that? Okay, guys, today was a great show today. For some reason, I don't know how 2.5 hours has gone by. I literally don't know how time flies so fast. I really don't. You know what it is when you have a great show. When everything comes together, when all the stars align, and don't forget that the city-sized asteroid is headed toward Earth. We don't know if it's going to hit or not. There's a 5% chance it's going to hit some city. So you guys have to be prepared of losing your livelihood. But I don't know where it's going to hit. They just know that it could hit. And prepare for the 54 inches of snow that's coming tomorrow. Just be ready for the blizzard of 25. Because the blizzard of 78 hit about the same time. I was graduating in 78. The day that changed the world. Yes, Doug gets a free car. Douglas, That was me, LOL. Snuggles told me to ask. I know that, but you cannot ask for free cards. Snuggles, don't listen to what Snuggles says, okay? Because he gets everything complicated, and then I get upset, and then everything gets all messed up, and then I have no idea what people are saying. And that is not something that you should do, okay, Douglas? So I'm sorry that... Okay, guys, we will see you later. Tomorrow, Wacky Wednesday.